Hey everyone, this is your Innkeeper. I'm thinking of starting a new series called Talk of the Inn, where we just discuss different topics related to D&D. Could be current events, could be rules, interactions, could be anything. So I'm hoping that this will generate a little bit more back and forth with you guys. I would love to hear your comments and your thoughts on these topics, and that is why this video series is mostly here, is so I can kind of get feedback from the community regarding certain topics that may be the talk of the town for D&D. So, with all that being said, welcome to the very first episode of Talk of the Inn. Today, we're going to be talking about race in Dungeons & Dragons. There's been a lot of talk recently regarding the word race in Dungeons & Dragons. The new edition, which is codenamed 1D&D, is clearly going to go away from using that term. They've said it in the playtest materials. They will no longer be using race, but they are not dead set on what they're going to use. The first term that they've decided to go with is species. Now, I have a lot of thoughts on this. I am not a fan of the word species for player character races in Dungeons & Dragons. Species, for me, invokes a lot of sci-fi feelings. I think of species, immediately I think of aliens and things like that. It just doesn't lend itself to a fantasy setting and takes me out of the immersion. So I think species, even though it may be actually appropriate, I don't think that it is a term that they should go with. From what I've seen on YouTube videos, Reddit, Discord, all that kind of stuff, most people are not happy with the word species. Some people are not happy with the word race going out. So let's first talk about the word race. Personally, I don't mind. I don't care that it's going away. It's not a big deal to me. So that you know where I'm coming from, because I know the comments are going to be filled with people on two sides, generally on the political spectrum. I'm what one would consider anti-woke. I am the type of person, I do not like the woke culture. I do not like the removal of all these things that have been around. It is just not my thing. It sometimes is really eye-rolling when wokeness creeps into shows and movies, and I know a lot of you are going to dislike this video. Usually conversations like this generate a lot of dislikes and just bashing in the comments. That's fine. That's what it's meant for. It is not my thing. But with that being said, I don't mind the term race going away. It's not a big deal to me. If they're going to change it for the new edition, whatever. I really liked that Pathfinder changed the word race and changed it to ancestry. I thought that was a really cool term to use and appropriate and fitting for the lore and such. So again, I'm not super, upset about the word race going out. Now, I would be upset if they decide to go with the word species. I just really don't like it. Even though it's one word, it just throws me off completely regarding the game. And I'm sure that's what some people feel about the word race. It throws them off, and they don't like the game because that word is there. So I can kind of relate, Anyways, what words should they use? In my opinion, I really like the word lineage. I mean, they already started using that in Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. Why not keep that going? Now, I understand maybe they don't want to go with it because they thought lineage, they wanted to reserve that for certain types of races that end up taking over your current race. So, for example, the Dhampir, the Reborn, you would have had an original race and then be converted to one of these because of something that happened to your character. So maybe that's what the designers are going for. They want to kind of reserve the word lineage for those kinds of races. But I really like it. If they do decide to just go with lineage instead of race, I would be very happy about it. Now, what about ancestry? Like I mentioned before, Pathfinder 2nd Edition decided to go with the term ancestry, and I really like it. But I have a feeling Dungeons & Dragons will not be using the word ancestry, mostly because Pathfinder is using that word. They would be seen as kind of following the trend, or, instead of being the leaders in role-playing game design, they're going to be seen as followers. So I think that using the term ancestry would be a mistake for Dungeons & Dragons, and I think they know that, and I think that they have no plans to use ancestry ever. Now, what about the word type? I think type is okay. It's simple, but I do feel that it may make the choice sound a little bit unimportant, even though it is an important choice for character creation. I think type may be also confusing for new players, where they may think type is like a character class, but now it's really your race. So I don't know about the word type. One that I came up with, I haven't seen thrown around, is origin. I think origin would be a perfect phrase to use for race, or a replacement for race. Origin is great. I mean, it says a lot. It's simple, though, and it doesn't make it sound unimportant. So you have your background, you have your origin, and then you have your character class. I think that would be ideal. So when the survey comes out, I'm going to be typing in my recommendation to use the word origin or to use the word lineage. Definitely not species. I don't like species. But what do you guys think? I know this is a very short video. It's intended to be little short videos for this new series. That way I can put out a few more videos. I know I'm kind of lagging behind, especially this time of year. It's very difficult for me to put out videos. But you'll get another video this week as well. So I want to put out a few more videos each month. Maybe, put out 4 per month or so. That is the goal anyways. But what do you guys think? What term have you come up with that might be a good replacement for race? Do you like the word race? Do you want it to not be removed, and why? Or did you want it to be removed, and why? I would love to hear your thoughts. Leave them in the comments down below.
Down there.
Leave them in the comments down below. As always, I'm your innkeeper from the Twisted Tentacle Inn. Check in anytime. I'll talk with you then.